Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we're going to be talking about multiple clears for the Alafaklis raid. We're going to be doing a non-limited unit clear. We have an ice clear, a light clear, and another wind clear. Let's go ahead and dig in. So the two clears that we're going to talk about first are going to be our non-limited unit clear. We do have some limited VCs in here. Notably, we have Exorcist, and we also have the Christmas VC. You could sub out the Christmas VC here for the Ahriman VC. You don't have to have these specific VCs. Even Oldoa using Triple Trick, you can just have Oldoa cap damage with Hard Slash. Maybe you have another wind unit that you can put in here, you know, to kind of move it around. You're probably not going to have my exact formation, and that's okay. I'll show you guys how this clear runs through, and then we're also going to talk about the ice formation next. Our ice formation has basically utilizing Rafale as the bonus unit. She's only level 89, and she literally has no resonance with this Esper, and her sole job is to lower defense. You don't have to have Oron. Oron can be substituted out for Velric. It's just Oron is the unit that I decided to put in, but you could actually absolutely make this a non-limited unit and a non-limited VC clear probably with Velric in here. So I tried to make these clears as accessible as possible since I don't have Jeume. We've been testing them all day on stream, so if you haven't seen my stream video, you should go watch that because there's a lot going on. I'll talk about the specifics here, but we're going to go ahead and play it through. The most important thing to know here is that you want to kill the ads in one go. Having a unit with Helena's VC in slot 3 is going to be really good at killing the ads in a single shot. If you're running Lucia as your bonus unit, like I am here, it's really important that Howlet in slot 3 that kills the ads has more agility than Lucia, because otherwise Lucia's not going to pop her TMR. Now, we do chain Wind Slash here. I do utilize Oldoa's LB for defense lowering. I also utilize Howlet's LB for lowering wind resistance. Lucia has everything turned off except for quadruple shot, and we kind of just push through from here. Howlet also uses his arrow blade, and Howlet can be really difficult to tune for this fight. He is probably the most difficult unit to tune just because he has, you know, you want to use his LB to lower wind resistance. You want to have him be able to kill all the ads in a single hit, but you still want him to have enough AP to continue throughout the fight. So he can be a really difficult unit to tune. I have seen some suggestions which suggest that maybe Varouche could replace Howlet, which is absolutely possible, and Varouche can handle the ads if you have another wind unit. I've successfully made Winter Luartha work in my other wind composition, so you could absolutely swap out Varouche and you know, you could absolutely swap out Varouche and Howlet. I'll go ahead and go over all of their abilities here. So let's go ahead and we'll go back to their screen, and I'll show you what passives they all have on. We have Varouche here. If you do find yourself struggling with confusion at the top tier, you can always set White Marshmallow for confusion resistance. Oldoa, of course, is just incredible. Howlet is probably the most difficult to set up here. So keep that in mind. I also have Howlet's LB maxed, and Lucia is probably the most useless unit in the world. So this is the best composition. If you do have a 120 Jeume, I have heard that Jeume and Oldoa can duo this. I don't have a composition for that because I do not have Jeume. But let's go ahead and showcase our ice clear composition next. The big thing with this composition is utilizing Gilgamesh. Now, you'll actually notice I stacked agility on Gilgamesh so that he has 114 agility. The reason I have Gilgamesh stacked so high for agility is I'm going to have Gilgamesh Kotetsu the ads, and then I'm going to have Gilgamesh use his AP buff. So he's going to use his AP buff second before Alafaklis moves. So you do need to have a ton of agility on Gilgamesh to pull this strategy off. I have heard other people say that they can have Laswell clear the ads if you move Gilgamesh away so that he doesn't engage the ads with Kotetsu. But this is the strategy that I found works the best. Oron is here. Yes, he is limited, but you can replace him with Velric. Velric literally does the same thing as Oron. Arguably, Velric does better things than Oron in this, actually, as well. So Oron is just the unit that I put in there. But Velric gives more chaining opportunities. You can see that Gilgamesh did Kotetsu there. Laswell in slot 1 is going to help land that ice resistance. Rafale has to be that second here. She has to move up because we want Rafale to land that defense down, right? We want Rafale to be useful. The only abilities Rafale has on is Armor Cleaver and Poison Sting. Now you can get your Rafale level 89 like mine if you can clear all of the ice select missions up to level 9, which is where I'm currently at, and you can see she ran forward and did defense down. And my goal is not to have Rafale carry here. She doesn't have bravery, she doesn't have resonance with her Esper. The sole goal of Rafale is to lower the defense of the enemy, continue the ice slash chain so that she doesn't disrupt it, and probably die. Even then, you can see she did 10,000 damage. She did 10,000 damage. She was able to get some damage in there. So my goal was to make her as useful as she could possibly be. You know, help her modify the damage for my party, and we were able to make that work and kind of make this ice slash composition work really well. And I have no doubt you can substitute Oron out for Velric. I think it would be an easy swap. I think, you know, Velric and Oron are pretty interchangeable as units when it comes to PvE content. And again, I mean, I even think Velric might be better for this than Oron is. Now, my light formation is the not free-to-play friendly composition, so we're going to cover this last. I had to use Summer Kilfei and Ellen to actually like pull out the win. We're going to talk about my second wind formation though, which does utilize Howlet and Lucia using the same strategy mentioned previously. However, this time it's focused around chaining wind, sometimes slash, and we do utilize Winter Luartha here. So let's go ahead and show it off. Winter Luartha, of course, is sub soldier. So she is going to have access to hard slash. So if her triple attack is not going to deal more damage than a slash chain, she can go to hard slash and chain with Uldoa. This is also an effective strategy if maybe you don't have Jeume, but you have pulled for Winter Luartha. This is going to work for you. And you're going to see we're utilizing the same strategy of Howlet going forward, killing the ads, making sure he has higher agility than Lucia, right? It's the same thing, the same recipe. We're just utilizing a different unit and kind of showing that this will work if you have, you know, different units in your formation. Maybe you have, you know, Jeume. If you have Jeume and Uldoa are really good at doing this. You can see Howlet does his LB again. This is playing out very similarly to how it played out with Varouche in our party, right? The only difference here is that you are going to see Uldoa come in and hard slash. You're going to see, sometimes you'll see Winter Luartha using her triple attack. Howlet is going to run out of AP here. That's pretty normal. That's actually pretty standard. He's going to get AP for his next attack. And then you'll be kind of doing the final round here and finishing them all off. And Howlet, of course, with Arrowblade is going to be able to hit capped damage and is going to be able to do some nice damage at that. If your Howlet dies, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You're probably still going to eke out a clear, particularly if you can kind of reliably get a Esper summon off here, particularly a Wind Esper summon if you have it. It's going to be pretty easy. You can see that was a bit of a mess and we still cleared with 2 actions left. And that's kind of the more, you know, that and the other team are a little bit more reliable. We spent less time fine-tuning this team because we were experimenting with ice and our other wind composition. Finally, our light element composition. This is the composition I would not recommend anybody do unless you are like a whale, you have Summer Kilfei, you have Elena. There's lots of things going on here that lots of players might not be aware of or might not be tuned for or capable of pulling off. So first of all, you do have to have Elena. You do have to have Summer Kilfei. There is a similar composition to this that my chat actually came up with, which included Cloud in this formation. I didn't get the full formation. Maybe they will post it in the comment section down below. but they used a light slash plus cloud slash formation, and were able to pull it off pretty reliably. Of course, the reason we want to do a light slash formation is because Lucio is a bonus unit as well. We have two-headed dragon, scions, Rob's VC, and we have a slash attack up VC on Summer Killfay. We also have the problem where Summer Killfay's LB is not maxed out for me, so she's not going to lower light resistance as much as she would, which is going to be problematic. It's actually, we struggled fine-tuning this light clear quite a bit. Taking a look at just their abilities real quick. Natural Instinct, Self-Sacrifice, and Summer Killfay. Summer Killfay, everything turned off except for Lupine Rend, and then because Summer Killfay ends up tanking a lot, I did leave Black Panther Punish on, just because she takes a lot of hits. Rob, Self-Sacrifice, and Blade Soul, I do leave Sonic Severance on because it does deal some nice damage. One thing to keep in mind with Rob is the one who's killing the ads. However, he kills the ads after they move. So Rob is in slot 2 because if he's in slot 3, he's going to Vortex render the ads immediately and he's not going to use his AP regeneration. So we have Rob in slot 2, so he'll use his AP buff, and then he has enough agility so that he goes ahead of the other units so that he kills the ads before they kind of target the ads. Elena, we did stack some spirit penetration on her. She has her LB turned off. She has everything turned off except for Lux Overflow and her Crystal Shine Bright. And I believe that is all she has on right now. You could probably have a better Esper for Elena. It was suggested that you could do Typhon on her for Earth Eater as well as Magicka, and slash attack up, and that could actually be better than like the Carbuncle that I have on her right now. So something to think about. And then Lucio, of course, we are just going the sole ability that I have on Lucio, Tri-Slasher, 3-hit slash attack. He does a ton of damage. He's just going to be a monster. So here's hoping. We fine-tuned this a lot, and I'm hoping this is going to clear, because we literally thought it was going to clear, and then it didn't clear, and then it cleared, but then it didn't clear again. And like we've been going back and forth, and I think we finally got it. But it's been a hot mess of adjusting abilities. You can see Rob went first ahead of all the other units so that he kills the ads. Right, that's what we want here. And let me tell you, for a level 99 unit, Lucio is extremely strong. Now, you might see some JP videos of light element compositions clearing. This is something that came up actually in my chat while we were doing this. One thing to note is that when this raid came out in JP, apparently Lucio was level 110, and he had his defense breaking ability. So the fact that he doesn't have a defense breaking ability means the only debuff that you're going to be able to rely on for increasing your damage in this fight is going to be Summer Killfay's Limit Break. And if it doesn't go off, you can have problems hitting cap damage. And sometimes she just decides not to use it, and it drives me crazy. And I didn't see, I'm hoping she's using it in this run. I am hoping to God she used it in this run, because otherwise we're probably going to wipe just before we kill him. And again, this is why I'm saying, you know, light slash is not the most reliable for this. And I have limited VCs, limited units in here, and it's still frustrating as hell to try and pull off, I would say. We were able to do it here. I do have Iron Giant on Lucio, so he does evoke Iron Giant. But yeah, it's a hot mess, and I do not endorse light slash at all. But if that's all you have, and all you have is Lucio as a bonus unit, and you have all of these other limited units and VCs, but you don't have June for some reason, or Lucia, this is a light slash composition that will work for you. A lot of people want me to do a dark slash composition. I feel like I've done enough dark slash compositions to not do any more dark slash compositions. I feel like most people should know how to put together a dark slash composition for a raid. Also, there's no dark slash bonus unit. There was some theory crafting about utilizing Miranda as a bonus unit and going for a water slash composition. I don't have Miranda EX'd, and I don't think my water slash composition, I don't want to EX her right now, and I don't think my water slash composition would be able to clear reliably right now, because I don't even have Aerith 120. She's 107 and I'm slow grinding Final Fantasy VII seals. But if I were gonna put together a formation like that, it would probably be something like Moore, Ildira, Aerith, and potentially Miranda for that bonus, right? So there is a whole bunch of things to consider for that as well. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want more detailed information, if you're like, man, I need to see this in action more, just go watch my stream VOD, because I literally spent like 6.5 hours clearing up to level 100 and trying out a whole bunch of different compositions. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.